But I was just wondering if you have any injury stories that are pretty entertaining.
Entertaining?
Have you ever been injured with a funny story?
Yes. Well, let me ask you guys a question. I have one that happened to me, or I had one that I inflicted on somebody else. So, all right, this one, well, I gotta ask this. If you've all heard this one, then I'm not gonna tell it. The homeless woman story. No? Okay. You guys heard it. All right, here it is. True story, okay? So when I take the freeway to get to work, you know, in Burbank or whatever, whenever I come back home, I have to exit the freeway, and there's the off-ramp, there's a light there, you know, and then I'd have to make a left under the overpass. And there basically, when I exit, there's usually on that little light there's always been a homeless man there, right, with a sign that says, you know, give me money here or something, right? God bless you or whatever. Have a nice day. I'm a veteran or whatever it is, right? And I usually just ignore them because it's like I'm in my car and I don't want to stop. Or if I am stopped at the light and they're standing there, I just like act like I'm singing, like. You know, so they just kind of ignore me, or they're like, oh, okay, I'll ask somebody else. It just feels weird in my car. But anyways, this one day that I was exiting the freeway, the light was red, and there's like 4 or 5 cars in front of me already. And I pull up, and I have like this Ziploc bag full of carrots left over from lunch that I'm like scarfing down. And behind me pulls up this monster truck, right? And it's got like a tinted window, and it's really close to me, and I just feel like it's gonna like, you know, I feel like, I can't tell if there's a man or a woman, but it just feels like, angry monster truck, you know? And I just feel like if I don't go as soon as that turns green, it's gonna run me over, you know, or something. And so I'm there, and I feel this pressure, and it's kind of making me speed up on the carrots, right? I'm like, and then I get the carrots, right? And I glance over where I expect to see a homeless man there, and I see a homeless woman. And I'm like, oh, homeless woman. My heart went out to her. It's true, my heart did go. I was like, oh, I should help her, right? And I just scarfed down these carrots, right? And you guys know out here, you have to pay for parking everywhere. And so I have these cup holders that are just full of quarters, you know? And I'm like, you know what? I can get quarters somewhere else. I'm gonna scoop this up, put it in this Ziploc bag, and just give it to her. You know? And so I'm like, you know, I'm doing a good thing. So I scoop these quarters up and put it in this Ziploc bag and zip it up. It's heavy, it's like 2 pounds worth at least, right? I'm like, this is awesome, man. And she's like 4 or 5 cars, so she's a good distance in front of me by the light. And I start rolling down my window, and I leave my hand out like this, kind of expecting her to come over and get it. And she has her sign up, and she's like, oh, and she puts it down, and she goes like this. I'm like, I'm not gonna get out of the car. What are you thinking, you know? And as I'm like, whoa, the light changes green, you know? And these 4 or 5 cars in front of me, they just start taking off. They're just like, maybe they sense the monster truck behind me, you know? And they're just like, boom, they take off, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you better go, this guy's gonna run me over. And so I start to step on it, you know? And my hand is still out the window. And I'm like, well, wait a second. As I'm like going towards her, like at 20, 30 miles an hour, right? I'm like, how is this exchange gonna happen? She's not like a football player. I can't be like, you know? And like, what if like I hold on to her too long and like drag her under the car and kill her? What if she holds on, like pulls me out of the car and I get run over by Mr. Monster Truck? And so I'm like freaking out. And some of you guys know I'm a martial artist, and so I'm just thinking, all right, Johnny, all you need to do is focus. It's all about the timing. All you have to do, Johnny, is go like this. Like that, right? That's all you have to do. And at 20, 30 miles an hour, you just watch this fall into her hands, or just saying like this. And so, I mean, this is in my head. I'm like, oh, this is a good idea. So I have this 2 pounds worth of quarters in my hand. And I'm going 20 or 30 miles an hour. And I'm like, all right, Johnny, focus. And she's approaching, you know, fast. And anytime, as soon as tragedy is about to happen, life slows down. And I'm going, and I'm like, and now. And I flick my wrist like this. And I watch as this 2 pound bag of quarters flies from my hand at 20 or 30 miles an hour 2 pounds worth. And smacks her in the face! The bag rips open, quarters go everywhere, glistening as they fall in slow-mo to the ground. I can hear them hit the ground. And she's like, her expression was, I was like, I can see her face, it does that slow, like if you've ever seen the bullet go through the glass thing and things go weird or whatever, like her face was like, or a boxing movie like Rocky where it's like, it is like exactly that. I have watched it in slow-mo. Like God was like, hang on Johnny, you gotta see this. You have no idea. I mean, in fast normal speed, Johnny, wait. Slow down. And I watched this. And I'm going so fast, like, you know, time goes back to normal after the hit, you know? And I'm like, I'm turning the corner, but I don't know, I can't slow down. I'm just like, and I know anybody that was around there's like, oh, did you see what that guy did? Thinking in my head, you know, the monster truck guy's like, what a douche! And I couldn't, like, I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? Like, if I turn around, I'm back on the freeway. I can't go back. How am I gonna check on her? So I just kept going. Just kept going home, I know. This is a true story. This happened years ago, okay? This is a true story. And like, before that day, there's always been a homeless guy. After that day, I promise you, there's never been a homeless person there again. True story. Never again. And I think in my head, I'm like, dude, these homeless people talk. Did you hear what happened to Sally? Some guy threw quarters in her face. She's dead. A couple weeks later, there was a little white cross and flowers. I don't think it was for her. Anyhow, that's what I get for trying to do something good. So the moral of the story, is the lesson that you need to take home with you is never give a homeless person money. Especially while driving your car. Alrighty. What is that gold thing you're waving? Oh, Ichigo. Okay, well, Ichigo, what's your question?